bring in Samantha Vinograd, a CBS News national security contributor and former assistant secretary for counterterrorism at the DHS. Good morning, Sam. Good to have you here. Let's talk about that ceasefire. It's supposed to allow 2 weeks for some bigger peace deal. What's your big concern?
My big concern is that war negotiations typically take a long time. If we just look back at the original Iran nuclear deal, Nora, that took 18 months to negotiate. That involved extensive diplomacy, technical review by experts, as well as a lot of work by the intelligence community to assess whether Iran was actually committed to the negotiations themselves.
And also, Iran is publicly saying they want a withdrawal of U.S. combat forces from all bases and military deployment points in the region, full compensation for war damage, lifting of all sanctions. That's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, but from my experience, both in the government and in boardrooms, parties often start with maximalist positions. I'm not surprised by that. But the problem is, because this is happening in public, Iran now has these maximalist demands out in the public arena and is going to have to get some large portion of those to be able to say that they were successful. What we don't know is what the U.S. red lines are and what the U.S. is really after in negotiations. Is it the nuclear file? Is it the Strait of Hormuz? Is it ballistic missiles? Or is it proxies? And that's going to take longer than 2 weeks to ascertain.
Well, let's talk about what's driving up the price of gas and goods globally, the Strait of Hormuz. Do you believe it will open back up?
I think we have to define what open actually means. So will tankers start passing through? We know that Iran is saying that they need to control which tankers are allowed to pass. They may collect a toll. But will they stop shooting at vessels? Probably for 2 weeks. But that's just one piece of the puzzle, Nora. The United States needs to be convinced that Iran will stop shooting missiles and drones at tankers. But what about private companies? They're going to make commercial decisions, and they need to have confidence that they can deploy tankers from ports, sail them through successfully. And that's going to take a lot of confidence-building measures.
Finally, there is a stunning piece in the New York Times front page about a meeting between Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu convincing Donald Trump to get into this conflict, where he promised a near certain victory. The CIA director called Netanyahu's plan farcical. Rubio called it BS. What does this tell us about what Trump thought that this might be sort of an easy way to carry this out, this whole conflict?
Bibi Netanyahu has been trying to sell war with Iran to successive U.S. presidents. At the same time, President Trump has discounted U.S. intelligence in his first term and in his second term. What the article really points out is not just that President Trump discounted his own advisors' opinions in favor of Bibi Netanyahu's, but that he actually cared less about what happened on the day after than what he was going to do to get rid of the current regime. And that's worrisome as we look out over the months ahead.
Really interesting, Sam Vinograd. Thank you so much, as always.